governorship and state House of Assembly elections finally happened in Nigeria after postponing it for a week. 3 weeks after a dramatic round of presidential and National Assembly elections, wonders never ceased to end as the former came with more voter suppression, disruption, and diabolical events. On Let's Talk this week, we will be discussing the topic election, challenges, and a new Nigeria. Hello and welcome. My name is Olatunji, and my guest is Mr. Daud Olatunji, an astute journalist. But before we delve into the program proper, as usual, I'd like to remind you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Until then, please enjoy the ride with us. Thank you so much, Mr. Olatunji, for coming on the show. It's nice having you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And good day in Nigeria here by an afternoon. So good afternoon, good morning, and good evening.
So how was the election? Can you give a brief breakdown of how it all played out as against the presidential election?
Yes, thank you so much. The governorship and then House of Assembly elections took place March 18 in Nigeria. That was 2 weeks after the presidential election. There are so many complaints during presidential election, which include late arrival of the Independent National Electoral Commission officials, non-functioning of bimodal voter accreditation system machines, among others. But 2 weeks after, during the governorship election, there was a kind of an improvement in the activities or performance of the INEC. The beavers largely worked well, except in few cases. The officials arrived at the polling units on time. So, and the election now then took another dimension. Yes, INEC did its best, making the electoral materials available, arriving at the polling unit on time. But the other thing that marred or almost messed up the election was violence. The election was characterized by a large incident of violence, and then it almost crippled the exercise. There are so many, like talking from Ogun State, for instance, where I covered. The state is one of the states in southwest of Nigeria. There are about 3 or 4 local governments that hoodlums, suspected political talks, invaded some polling units, dispersed the voters, and then sometimes in some places they snatched ballot boxes, burnt them, snatch away the reverse machine, among others. So this led to the, prompted the INEC official to score those affected polling units as 0, and then that disenfranchised a huge number of people, especially, for instance, in the local government in the state, Shagamu. Not less than 54 polling units were attacked. And then, according to the Electoral Act, anywhere where there is disruption of election process, that affected polling unit will get 0. So, and it was later discovered that a particular political party was gaining kind of an upper hand, and then the other one had to disrupt it. So INEC adhered to answer the question where hoodlums deliberately disrupted election process. electoral process, beg your pardon, should the INEC official just award zero, or should they call for allow rerun, so that the people who were already formed the queue, who are in the queue to vote, but had to run away for their lives, would they just fold their arms and be disenfranchised? So the election, as far as INEC is concerned, went well, except the areas where violence erupted. And then between Saturday and yesterday, there had been series of petitions, complaints, protests, by the aggrieved parties, and then everybody is waiting for INEC to, because in the Electoral Act there is a clause there. INEC is empowered to review the result of any polling units, any states, within 7 days. So the other political parties, the aggrieved ones, are still waiting for the INEC to come out and tell them whether it is going to review the results. Because it has been, the returning officer for the state, for instance, and many other states have declared the results, despite the amid protests and observations. So
Okay.
everybody,
Now, 28 states participated in the elections, while the State House of Assembly was held in the 36 states. Now, how would
yes.
you rate the turnout and satisfaction of Nigerians, having said all you said initially, with all the hoodlums attacking and all?
Uh, Talking about voter apathy, I want to just tell you that it has not been, the turnout was not impressive. Was still below the expectation. 87 million Nigerians are expected to cast their vote for their president. And I want to tell you that if you had all the figures, the results of the presidential candidate, the result figures are not up up to 20 million. So the question is, where are the 67 million voters? Where are they? So we also look at the governorship and the state assembly election. The story remains the same, because in the situation where 2 million voters were expected to come out and cast their vote to choose their governors, but at the end of the day, less than 700,000 came out. So, and that's how it is in other part of the country. What's responsible for this still remain a mystery. Why would people decide not to come out and cast their vote and choose their leaders? Are they saying they are fed up with the arrangement, or are they saying they don't believe in the electoral process? Are they saying they are not concerned, they are not bothered about who becomes their leaders? So these are questions that are begging for answers, because the awareness was top notch. Media engaged in so many voter education, so many stakeholders. They push out a lot of education, voter education, and then eventually people did not come out. Although we want to say that one of the factors or one of the reasons might be the present cash crunch that is bedeviling the country, that people are really suffering from lack of or unavailability of cash. So maybe you can say it's one of the factors. But when you now look at the volume of the education, uh, awareness that was given, during the before the election. We want to say that almost all the 87 million voters will have come out, or all the either 2 million as far as the state is concerned. Now, even in Lagos, 6 million voters were projected. Less than 2 million cast their vote for the president during presidential election. And when you also look at the governorship too, it's not up to 1 million people that came out of 6 million. So it called for a very serious concern that what is really happening, what method can stakeholders devise to persuade Nigerians, the eligible ones, to come out and discharge their civic responsibility. So voter apathy reigned during the two elections. We are taught that the voter apathy will not happen during the governorship election. Many people believe that governorship and state house assembly elections are local politics. So people will want to come out en masse because that one concerns them more
Okay.
than presidential. That was
Yeah, I would like us to actually talk further, but I want to quickly ask this. You actually mentioned the hoodlums disrupting things. Now, in Lagos, there was voting process freshly made sacrifice based at Agungi polling center, um, patrol of traditional traditionalists, all this, maybe what I don't know what I would call them now, but they are all dressed in white, voter suppression, and so on. Now, what exactly are electioneering challenges in Nigeria that has given room to all of these shameful acts?
I want to say that the what is causing this uproar is the heavy influence of money. Our politics is too money induced. These politicians have become investors. They are, we give money to people for every step they take, whether during the campaign, we pay people before primaries, during the primaries, after primaries, during campaign, during the election, we pay people. So because they know that if you get there, they'll definitely recoup their money. So why Nigerian politics is experiencing this serious issue is because of the attachment to money. It's too money induced. It's too lucrative. When we de-emphasize the monetary aspect of it, we definitely, when it becomes through service, when it becomes through service, people will not kill themselves, they will not, there won't be talks. You have to beg people, you have to look for quality people. But this time around, this electoral process does not allow quality candidates. It gives room to money bags. When you have your money, you can become anything in Nigeria. All you need to do is give some people money and then they start campaigning for you. On the day of election, dole out money to the voters. They will vote for you. It's like buying and selling. They have turned voting to market. The buyers are the candidates, the sellers are the voters, and they get money. And what they also do is that they collect money from all the political parties. They collect money from, some voters collected money from APC, the All Progressive Congress. They also went ahead to collect money from the PDP. They also went ahead to collect money from Labour Party and ADC, among others. So they see it as an opportunity to, to rake in money, whereas they should have been, educated that this thing should be done without any inducement. Many voters in Nigeria, by investigative research, investigative reports we are doing, our investigation, many voters in Nigeria were induced before they cast their vote. So it gives a lot of challenges. It makes people to take it as a do or die affair because money is involved. Imagine somebody who give a voter 10,000 naira. Now multiply 10,000 naira by about 200,000. You know how much that will be. When the person eventually get to the post, will he function well? Will he not steal? Will he not recoup his money first before any other thing? So these are challenges. This is one of the one of the biggest challenges. We have other big challenges. We have bigger ones, but the biggest one is it is money induced, and candidates have they've got the psychology of the voters that once they give them money, they'll vote for them. So regardless of their performance, somebody who is antecedent was not known. Maybe he was a rapist when he was in secondary school or before he became the candidate. Maybe he was an armed robber before he became the candidate, or he was a ritualist. Nobody cares. Nobody is bothered. So far you give them money, they will vote for you. So and it's going to haunt the country because it will not allow quality representation. It will not allow quality leadership, and it will not allow good governance. There will not be good governance because you cannot have good governance. You can't have basic amenities. The government cannot provide it because when it gets there, instead of thinking of how to better the lot of the people, he will be thinking of how to offset his debt because he has incurred a lot of debts. Many of them went as far as taking loans from banks. And when they get there, the first thing is to offset the debt. So when you now tell them to now do to construct road, to do all those stuff, they will not do it.
Let's go on this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Let's Talk on DNT Work. And I've been speaking with Mr. Daud Olatunji, an astute journalist, and the topic has been election challenges and a new Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mr. Daud, for standing by. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Nigerians in diaspora are tearing their international passports. I mean, some Nigerians are tearing their international passports, saying that they don't want to be identified with Nigeria after seeing how the March 18 drama electoral process turned out. Do you think that is necessary in order to express their grievances, or are they just being dramatic?
It's not necessary. You cannot throw the baby away with the bathwater. If the process is not good enough to produce a better candidate or quality candidate, we will sit down, the youth, progressive, like minds. We'll sit down and then work around it and ensure that we take back our country. But by tearing your passport that they don't want to have anything to do with Nigeria, that is going too far. Because it is not Nigeria as a country that offends you. It is the people. It is the wrong leadership. And if you want to correct that wrong leadership, you need to be systemic and systematic. You need to sit down, populate our thoughts, come together, start. If you want to, for instance, want to change our country for better, you have to plan for 2027. The plan should start now. Look at what happened to Obi became an institution, not because it's the best in the country, but it's the only available better option because it was in the PDP. He ran with Atiku Abubakar, the PDP presidential candidate. He ran with him last election. He was a bona fide and a staunch member of PDP. He had governed the state before now. And when you go to Anambra to see what did he do that can say is spectacular. But looking at him and seeing him as a better option, some youth, adopted him, and then it became an institution. He may not win. You may not. If he does not win this year, he can win in the next subsequent election. And but the message has been passed. The message has been passed that youths are not happy with the way Nigeria is being run. And look at what happened. As a sort of Peter Obi, some people who couldn't have got the ticket or couldn't have found themselves in the National Assembly, they are now member-elects, either senator-elect or House of Representative member-elect. Even at the level, look at what happened in Abia. At least Labour Party got Abia. So that is going to be, systematic and systemic.
How then can we have a new Nigeria when our politicians deploy every means to win elections, all because they want to hold on to power?
We are the one that will take back our country. Politicians will continue to behave like politicians, and because it has become a business venture. Politics has become a kind of a business venture, and politicians have become investors. They have become traders. So it is not easy to take away economic power from these people. But when the youths and like minds can come together, it is very easy. Look at what happened in Lagos. Who could have thought that Obi will dislodge the almighty Tinubu in Lagos? Obi won Lagos now during presidential election, and it has never happened in the annal of the country. Lagos has been, been in the pocket of APC, but Labour Party, through the influence, with the influence of presidential candidate of that party, that is Peter Obi, won Lagos, and then had a very strong shows in other southwestern states of the country. So, if you are serious, if you are not satisfied with what is happening, like minds will come together, regardless of their ethnic or religious beliefs. They have a common goal. The goal is to take back the country, is to install real democracy and ensure that good governance thrives in both in the length and breadth of the country. So it's not a difficult thing, but what matters is conviction, determination, our readiness to take back our country. All the professionals, journalists, accountants, mention them who are youth to come together, present the best among them for all these seats and support them. With that, we can take back our country. But if we still want to join them, we can never have our country. We'll continue groaning, we'll continue to lament why these people will continue to get richer and at the expense of the poor masses of the country.
Thank you so much for that. It's been wonderful having you on the show. Thank you.
Also, thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you too for being part of the show. It's always wonderful to know that you're always there to watch us. And my message to those clearing their international passport, only those who have a dual citizenship will do that. So if you really do want to express your grievances, you do it in a way that everyone will know you're truly sincere with what you're doing. Because if you don't have a dual citizenship, you wouldn't want to go that route. Until next time, when I come your way again with another exciting edition of Let's Talk, I remain Olujoke Msako. Bye for now.